Good evening, Warriors! It's time for Warriors to unite again! I hope you guys are doing well, my friends. Hope you guys are having a good evening. This is Saturday evening. I wanted to do one. I probably won't post this till Sunday morning, but hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys continue to conquest, and hope you guys continue to conquest yourselves and things around you in God's purpose. So, welcome, my friends. Welcome. Thank you for all the great comments, the likes. Whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the pushback once in a while. I appreciate we can discuss those type of things. And I hope that it gives you more insight. My only purpose, I'm not making any money off of this or anything like that. My purpose is to kind of give back. I felt like over the years, people have been good to the Vigor Warriors too. And I figured I'd give back to try to help people. So that's why I do some teaching. I do some other types of consulting, lots of other things that I do. And part of it is trying to help a lot of younger people try to at least get some information. Now, whether you use it or not, whether you want to use it or not, whether it's right or not, that's kind of up to what's going on. But I can tell you my experiences, and I kind of go through that. So do some shout outs before we actually go ahead into the topic. Cheng V. Cheng V. Cheng V, thank you, Cheng. A couple of those for Cheng. Thomas Van der Sman, thank you, my friend. HVD4, thank you. Antonio, Bob Cool. Kaydee, 61, I look like 30. Thank you, my friend. You're wonderful. I always have talked about the fact that I started this back in the Fountain of Youth stuff with Kelder back in 1998. And I was about 35 years old, so that's nice to hear. OG Sonic, thank you. You hear the energy? Great. I'm glad, my friend, because the energy, I'm just so, even when I'm tired like I am now, I worked in the yard, went out, did some work, and lots of things. I still feel tremendous, and we're almost at midnight. So, DJ 300, stop smoking some weed. Congratulations, my friend. You know, we could go through a whole topic of that. I always believe now, after all these years, do not put stuff in your body that could be unhealthy one way or the other. And I'd say one of those things is smoking and those type of things within yourself. Do some research on that as much as possible. You know, you could go either way. There's a lot of goods and bad things with things, but I think certainly I don't want to put anything in my body that's not natural, and I think that's the key to it. And a lot of times, those type of things, depending where you get it at, can make a difference. Chug So Cold, thank you, my friend. MyStyKalMoon, thank you. Vergil Son of Spanda. Sparta. This is hard. Don't give up, my friend. Don't give up. Thank you for your comments. Open Source, Uncle John, Guido Perez, Thomas Van, there's Sman again, and Edelmans. Thank you, my friends, for your comment. All right, so our topic at 3 minutes here, we talk about this, is talking about a comment from Justin Greene. Be ready to go the distance during semen retention, and how right he is. So, my friends, we're talking about a long-distance type of battle. I always love that movie, Rocky, and the song Go the Distance. And it kind of talks about the same thing we're in a battle for. We talk about, again, my friends, the idea that you have to kind of think to yourself, what is going on in this world that we have? Our world is looking one way, and we see it day in, day out. The politics, the health, the religion, all these type of things we're talking about. But these things are visual, material things. How much truth is in those things is the question. And as time goes on, you'll find yourself, the more you're into the pattern of retaining and things like that, the less you pick up on the physical, and the more you understand that there's something behind the physical, and that is the spiritual aspect of things. We talked about that with the last video. And here again is the same type of principle. Going the distance means you're trying to strive for something greater. We have some great comments today about people going 4 years and 6 years. That's to be admired, my friends. Keep doing it. Keep working with it. You're going to get more spiritual as time goes on. You have to, because you're keeping those seeds within you. And because of that, you start thinking inward more. You start thinking about yourself more and your relationship to your Creator, your God. And as I said, I don't really care what religion. This is not really talking about, we're talking about religion in a sense, yes, of course, because you have symbols and those things associated with your beliefs. And those things are your beliefs, and no one should change those beliefs except you. But there is a concept here we're talking about, And that's to understand behind those symbols, behind those things, is a real relationship you have with a spiritual being. And nowadays people refuse to believe in that, because if they don't see it, they don't believe in it. And so this is why they have symbols and those type of things. And so we talk about going the distance. We're really talking about that you have to be able to believe in something you're not seeing. And that's when it comes down to retention. Retention basically is having faith that you're going to be okay. You're not going to get sick. Like the doctors tell us that, if you don't release 4 or 5 times a day, you're going to get sick, right? You're going to have to, it's thinking, okay, I'm going to find a girl, if you're not with a girl right now, or I'm going to miss out on sex. I'm going to miss out on a lot of these type of things because I'm not releasing. All these are fears that I came across years ago and people come across now. But when you're on this journey, with any kind of addiction, you're trying to put faith in something. And obviously you're putting faith in yourself, but you can't do it alone. And that's why thinking of a higher power becomes important in going the distance. Because what you're doing is not doing this by yourself. Doing it by ourselves is very difficult, warriors. You have to have some inner power, strength, that comes from somewhere. And that comes from the Lord. And your God, and your Creator. And so, as you think about this, you got to think to yourself, I need to tap into this. And this is where retention starts. So as some of you guys said today in the emails, retention is where it starts. You start learning self-control. You start learning to focus inward within your spirit, within yourself, your soul, your spirit. And now you're focusing on your God. And you're focusing on getting yourself better and better each day. I don't care if you're 20 years old, like a lot of our viewers, 20, 25, 30. I don't care if you're 40. I don't care if you're 50 years old, or in my range, be 62 in June, another month or so. It doesn't really matter what age you're at. Age is a number. The question becomes, how close are you to God and God's purpose and your Creator's purpose? And that's what we talk about this type of thing. We talk about going the distance. We're in it for the long haul. This is a lifestyle change you're talking about. And it took me 47 years to be ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. That's why it didn't happen to me. It was only over 3 years, and I think I'm at 1,080 some days now. Almost 3 years. The idea is that you're not really going to do anything until you commit to this lifestyle. And that's where you start getting the benefits of the lifestyle. And so going the distance means committing to the lifestyle. I am not going to be releasing. I'm not going to be looking at women that way. I'm going to focus on my goals, looking at God's purpose, looking at my Creator's purpose, looking to see what I need to do to become better and better each day. Now, when you do that, you're going to get all those benefits you're looking for. And in many cases, it's ironic because you don't want them. It's still amazing to me that, women, and I said this to somebody who had a question about the fact that animals and all kinds of other type of species seem to be, they're more in tune with those species under retention. Well, yes, you are. You're a dominion. You're dominant over animals. This is what the Bible talks about. You're dominant. And becoming your dominion over everything, those things are going to react to you. Now, I joke that in my case, it's all the female species. They have cats and dogs running around, and the females are the ones that sense it as well. I don't care what species you're in, because it's a biological reaction people have to your energy. It doesn't matter what form you're in. It's still your energy. Now, I'm half joking, guys. I'm half joking, but I am a little serious about this, because your energy is picking those things up. And I don't care if it's women. They don't care how old you are. They're picking up your energy. In my mind, at least. Now, obviously, I think as Charles said a long time ago, Charles Peake, and I think he makes a good point. I remember this all the time. It could be God within you that they're seeing. But regardless of what they're seeing, they're still seeing something they're highly attracted to. And the fact that you're not paying attention to them and you're doing your own thing, oh, they come chasing. I've seen it even my age. They're chasing. And they know that I'm married. They know that, I'm happily married. They know all that. They don't care. Because they can't resist the energy. But again, you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on your goals. You're moving ahead. It's good to be aware of those things, of course, because you don't want to get caught. You don't want to get seduced into situations that are going to put you in a bad situation. This is why we talk about this, because we know that this can happen. A lot of us are weak when it comes to these type of things, and it's easy to fall into those patterns. So that's why we have to be aware of it. But on the other hand, if you're focused on your goals, if you're going to go with your Lord, your God, your Creator's purpose, you're not thinking about those things. You're thinking about trying to move ahead. What am I going to do tomorrow to better today? And that's what I mean by going the distance. Every day is a new day to a great warrior. This is why we say this. Because every day is a new day. And tomorrow, what am I going to do tomorrow to better? What am I going to better myself tomorrow? What's my goals for tomorrow? What's my end result? What am I going to do better tomorrow? I'm not focusing on chasing women or looking at pictures, these kind of things. This is a waste of time, and we know it. You know it, I know it. Now, I didn't know it for 7 years, so I could say, well, yeah, you could, now you know it. Well, of course, of course. I made a lot of mistakes as a young warrior as time goes on, but hopefully you guys are not making the same mistakes that I did, and that's the key. And like I said, I'm a humble warrior here in front of you guys, because in my mind, I've gone through up, down and back. I've gone through hell and back in many ways, in many things in my life. But I can tell you one thing. The bottom line now is, as you're holding up your seed, as you're holding your retention, you are becoming more spiritual. That I know from my own experience. And that is something you're going to experience as well. Some of these people at 6 years and 4 years, you're sensing it. You know it. And that's the whole key. But you got to go the distance, as Justin's saying. You got to keep doing this and keep doing this, and realize in the long run, you may be sacrificing some pleasure you think people are having. But think about it for a second. People are talking about having, intercourse and all kinds of stuff all the time. Really, guys, what are we really talking about here? A few seconds of releasing and maybe some physical interaction, and then a new night, a new person, right? And you're going down that rabbit hole of destroying yourself. All of a sudden, people mean nothing. And all of a sudden, you're soulless. And this is what happens to a lot of good people, because they fall into that trap of temptation. And this is why the Bible and a lot of our religious texts talk about the fact that a man has to control themselves. And you start with semen retention. You start with the whole idea that I'm not going to release unless I'm going to procreate. And that's an important aspect. So, Justin, great topic, guys. I always get excited in these type of topics, because I think it's good to be aware of these things. I mean, certainly as I talk about these things, I'm kind of flattered and always laughing about this stuff as I see it all the time, because it never happened to me when I was younger, because I was doing all kinds of the wrong things. But the thing is that as a warrior, you're going to see that people respect you. They're going to they look at you a different way. They stare at you. They can't stop staring at you, because they see that energy. Males, they're interested in giving you jobs and all kinds of stuff, because they see that. They see that energy. They want to be around it. They instinctively know it. And females, of course they are. They can't resist you. So it's an interesting thing, guys, because once you don't care about that, it happens all the time. It's that law of psychology we're talking about. When you don't seem to care, all of a sudden it happens. You start caring, and you become desperate, all of a sudden nothing happens. Because all of a sudden people back away because you're pushing too much. And all you're forcing yourself on the people. So, all right, my friends. Well, have a good Sunday. I hope you guys enjoy the whole day. Get moving, doing things tomorrow morning. I'll post this in the morning, so I hope you guys have a great day. And remember two things, my friends. First of all, as we said, every day is a great day to a new warrior. And I can say it the other way around, too. The second thing, my friends, don't forget to bet.